are calling cavaliers to arms. We shall fight like a lion with the sword in his side. We shall rush to defend at the sound of the alarms. We shall vanquish our foes with the justice of the brave. Cavaliers, sing out in glory. Cavaliers, it's the same old story. And we'll raise up our fists as the drums ring out. Over the river we must cross to the enemy's side. We'll come to our knees as the tide brings down. We're heading back into war. We are bashed and bathed. Cavaliers, sing out in glory. Cavaliers, it's the same old story. High flag and lion with a sword in his side. We are calling cavaliers to arms. We shall fight like a lion with the sword in his side. So we knock on the doors of our own captors down. They burst from all along and they ran away. So we talk midnight raids on my homes around. Our ashes burning low, we're left right like cavaliers. Sing out in glory.
Sweet.
Cavaliers, sing out in glory. Cavaliers, it's the same old story. It's the same old
My name's Jamie. I'm a bartender at the Asheville Yacht Club, tiki bar downtown. Well, I've been to like a couple of, punk rock circuses here in town. I've seen the Jim Rhodes Traveling Sideshow and Circus when I was a kid, and I've never been to an animal circus though, so I've never seen a big tent. Somehow I missed that one as a kid. I only have the idea of a circus.
I used to travel with the Clyde Beatty Cole Brothers Circus as a kid, and my grandmother, grandfather, aunt, and uncle were all a part of the circus. Since then, my grandfather and grandmother are dead, and most of the people that I know from circus have left. My mother still works for the circus, but in a press person capacity, and she was telling me all the different struggles the circus was going through.
There's kind of the outlaw on the road, weirdo, traveling tribe of strangeness.
And this was honestly the best part of my childhood. I enjoyed traveling the circus, and I would hate to see the circus shut down and no real memory of this traveling tent circus being around.
You know, kind of a rolling temporary autonomous zone of strange little things that go on.
Most kids, they have summer vacation, they go to summer camp. I got shipped off to the circus.
I had this roommate who was a stage magician. Which, sounds funny, except for the fact that he was always practicing. There were always things going on. And through that's where a lot of my interest in any of the circus arts developed. I started juggling when I was at his place. One night we decided we were going to go learn to eat fire, and that was a lot of fun.
How'd that go over?
Well, it went well. We eventually caught that house on fire. That kind of sucked. But it wasn't.
You really did catch the house on fire?
Yeah. We caught that house on fire. It was an accident.
From eating the fire? Or?
No. It wasn't our fault, but people didn't believe that there for a while either. Why wouldn't I, want to go goof off in the circus? And if I have to have you guys film me to be able to go ride elephants, that's okay by me. It's an exciting opportunity. I always kind of wanted to run off and join the circus.
So what I want to do is try and create like a love letter to my past and basically capture what it was like to travel with the circus as a kid.
This is the only real way to slide in there and get to goof off and say I help put up a big tent. You know, it'll be badass.
My name is Greg Connors. I'm the safety manager, everything manager, I guess you would say, assistant manager here at Cole Brothers. The first time I did this, I was like, what the am I doing? Couldn't figure out how to get it back in. They pop out so easily, but they don't go back in very easily. This show has been around for over 100 years. And I do see people that constantly tell me that, well, my grandfather brought me here, and then my dad brought me, you know, this, that, and now I'm bringing my kids, or now I'm bringing my grandkids, you know, and it's nice to see that. And the sad thing is, at one time there was, you know, thousands of that. Today there's maybe hundreds of that. The first knot over the rope there with the loop. I got a long loop, so I'm going to do it twice. Alright, overlapping it, pull it down and through. It's not going nowhere. This year, I mean, with immigration, I mean, it's extremely important. The guys that we have are extremely dedicated workers. Hard workers. And without them, it really doesn't get put up. I mean, it's taken 2-3 days to put the tent up, which takes them 5 hours. Unroll the rope, leave the cord down here, and then come up with the rope. Otherwise, then you gotta do what I just did and come back and forth.
I see what you're saying.
You know, that obviously can put it into a spectrum that, you know, 20 guys are better than, you know, 40 of us Americans, you know. Not to say that Americans don't know what they're doing, it's just that these guys have been here for 10 years solid. And, you know, years ago, if you had a guy who was here for 10 years on the show, then they were either a manager or, you know, a performer or somebody like that. Not a working man. Definitely not a candy butcher. Not, you know, not somebody who's just shoveling shit, as they say. You know, he was. These guys, you know, they stick it out. They do everything, and they're great guys. And the struggles are that, you know, the government and what it costs to put it on.
Every day is a war. You have to combat the fuel prices, which right now we're well over $4 a gallon for diesel. We're combating labor issues. We have our Mexican crew that thankfully we just got 12 of them in. Supposedly we have 13 more coming in. That's a whole conundrum in itself. You have the U.S. government ever since 9/11 has tightened up.
Oh yes, I'm the ringmaster's brother. I'm also engaged to the ring hostess as well. So we're one big happy family here at Cole Brothers.
My mom and dad don't really like him. I don't really know why. So I just tried to find someone else maybe that they like for a while, and I'm too much in love with him. So
actually, the three of us share the same RV at the time, so it's just like ready to pull hair and pull teeth and scratch eyes out at the moment. So 10 months of living with my brother, and it can be interesting, let me tell you.
Don't forget my mother's birthday. It's April 16th. How the hell can you forget that? IRS Day.
Yeah.
You know,
You try to forget April 15th, but...
yes. You try. You know, if you say the IRS, put it together. What does it spell? Theirs.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct. It's theirs.
He's right.
God damn.
Oh.
Did you hear the one about the monkey, the gorilla, the elephant, and the midget? No, me either. Let me know later, okay? I forgot it was supposed to be a showgirl on that one. Hey-oh. It's very hard to find the right person to deal with me because I'm not, I'm one of a kind, as they said. My father said when I was born I was a treasure, and my dad tried to bury me in the backyard, I tell you.
Very slow. Faster. We got more work to do. Yep, now go on the other side. Make sure your girth isn't twisted when you're going down.
Okay.
Come back around and pull it under. You gotta undo your whip. And that's your cinch knot, and then you just pull out and down to tighten it. There. Okay, let's see. Really want to stand directly behind us.
Ponies are adorable. I was unaware. I knew intellectually of the charms of a pony, but, putting a saddle on one, having him look at you with those big brown eyes and then nibbling on my arm and stuff, it was adorable. Totally want a pony.
Getting some help?
That'd be great.
Well, since we have the animals, we prefer to be on what we call a mud show, a tent show, because we're on grass most of the time for the animals. And the building shows, the animals are mostly on cement, and they get used to it just like people do, but we just like this so much better. My husband loves the camels. I do a dog act too in the show, and I love the dogs. Any hoof stock I really like. My husband, he's worked everything: big cats, chimps, bears. I've worked mostly hoof stock. I've worked zebras, giraffe, hippo, llamas, camels, everything with hooves. It used to be when the circus came to town, it was the only thing in town. And people waited all year. Oh my God, the circus is in town. They were farm towns or little industry towns. And now you're competing with, whatever, the Disney on Ice just left, or there's just so many different things, the movie theaters and the PlayStations and the, what do they have for the kids? Those places the kids go, the video arcades.
I like to say it's like glamorous dirty, because sometimes you'll be ankle deep in mud in some shows, and sometimes you'll be at your best. I heard they used to have more wild parties, and I wish I was there then.
Yes, the crew was a little rowdy in those days. I mean, maybe they'd run away from home or something, and some of them liked to drink, and it's not impossible in those days. that marijuana was the big thing. So you know, me, geez, I must be from the old school. I never smoked. I'll have a glass of wine once in a while. But you know, we had guys that, and you know, a guy joins. It's like a guy joining the Foreign Legion. And you know, I always used to say, this is America's version of the Foreign Legion. You know, we don't ask where you came from. As long as you want to work and you don't cause any trouble, you'll be here. But you still couldn't have real criminals around. We didn't do background checks, but if a guy behaved himself and did his work, nobody asked him where he came from, which is, you know, I know nowadays all the guys that come over here, they have FBI checks and everything else. We have to do drug screening and, I mean, a lot more things. I mean, the circus used to be real fun. Now it's a job.
I like ring mistress, but they decided to characterize me as a ring hostess, basically because I wear gowns more than because originally, like, ringmaster, ring mistress was like the horse trainer woman. And so they wanted me to have a more elegant appearance. Like, I have to cover up my tattoo for the show. And I went to American Musical and Dramatic Academy in New York City. And then I got my associate's degree through that. And I ended up hating musical theater. And my mom and our ideas of things kind of clashed too. I think she's like still disappointed in me or something for not being a Broadway star,
But you're actually out there performing.
Yeah.
It's just kind of.
She likes the circus idea, I know, because she has old circus posters. She does circusy kind of things in her. She's a designer, and she's always brought me to circuses. My family heritage, we've always been in vaudeville. It's funny, most family members are like, grow up to be a doctor or whatever. I want you to sing and be on the stage. As more population builds, there's less open spaces to set up a tent. I mean, so I'm very proud that Cole Brothers is the world's largest circus under a big top, and especially with its history and how many years it's been around, and it's amazing that they're still able to take a tent show out.
We're sitting here in my coach. I'm not half a block from anybody on this grounds right now, which means, you know, all summer you work together, you eat together, you play together, and if we have a party, it's all together. And when you sleep, you're all close to each other. So, you know, we have to get along pretty good. I mean, you know, how many people do you know? All the people at the factory, and you know, we've got probably 80, 90 people here, live within half a block of each other.
With the circus? Maybe the best thing is we meet new people, a lot of people, and we have a lot of friends. Especially Andrei here in these countries have a lot of Brazilian people, and he meet a lot of Brazilian people here, and it's nice. Bulgarian people you cannot see that much, but Brazilian especially, and we make really great friends. Either on the road, I mean, either the friends where I speak about the people who work with us, because circus is like one family. I mean, if something is happen in this trailer, everybody gonna know. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow.
So far, he understands 3 languages so far.
Yeah, I already say. Just don't wanna speak Portuguese.
Yeah, he refused to speak my language. He understands, but he refused to
Viš
speak
mama?
mine. Aonde?
E možeš mama?
Não, não chora. Não chora, sério.
E ja ti ga si plakao.
Hey, wow. I'm fourth generation in the circus. My little son, 2 years old, is the 5th generation. Right now I can see he wants to be acrobat like his father. Right now I do the motorcycle, but I also acrobat. You know, we learned a lot of things in the circus school in my country.
Ето мамо, големия, да? Е, кажи тата как прави мамо? Vroom vroom. Yeah, he come with him family 2003. I'm here in this show from 2001 season, and there are 7 guys in the family. All of them it's not married.
I come in 2003 here. I was a big. We have a big acrobat group. It was my family. We coming from Europe to here. And what happened? I fall in love for a beautiful showgirl from Bulgaria.
And actually I don't like him. He go behind me like maybe 6 months before we start to go out, and he's a nice guy. I just don't like him. I don't know. Just it's strange now where I say.
Some years I go to the circus school, learn everything, and where I am right now. I decide not to be a doctor or a lawyer, and I want to circus life. And I was joking I be choice the dark side. No, that's what I become, and I always say to my brothers.
He's here like 2 years with him family, and him family gotta go in another show. And he asked me, do I go with him? And I say, no, I don't wanna go. I have a good job here, and if you want, you can stay with me.
Basically, the choice was work or love. I chose love, and I think I did the right choice.
And he decided to stay here, get far away than him family. For him it's hard because he's 20 some years together with him family. I know this one. And I know if something go wrong, he gonna blame me. But now, it's just like dream.
And then I have my wedding party inside the tent. And that day, I have a wedding present. It was a motorcycle and a high wires, kind of weird wedding present. And the owner of the circus come to me and say, I have a wedding present for you. I'm like, but there's something really dangerous, really difficult. I say, well, it's dangerous, difficult, I probably like it.
Yeah, well, but that's not a gift. He's working for it.
I have right now 2 years old son. He born in this show. And everything what he sees is like me doing like acrobat things like I did last year in the acrobat trampoline. And every time when I get home, he tried to copy me, but it's not. I'm not really good example for my son because when he see his father jump around for the trampoline, do like a double somersault, this kind of things, and like when he get home, he try to copy everything what I do. I'm like try to him say, don't do that, but maybe he thinks, why not? You do. I'm saying, okay, no, I joke, I want to be doctor. He say, no, motorcycle. Okay, when you grow up, your choice. I gonna give that to you. You gotta be your choice. Like what happened to me, and I did the right choice. To talk about experience, for me, I think that the best one was ride the motorcycle on the hot wires, was riding the globe. I think the best experience for me, the one I can never forget in my life, was the day when I see my son born. At that one, I give, there's no price, there's nothing, you can't even explain this sensation when you see your son. Now I'm like, wow. Right in the middle, down, okay? You can follow me when I go around, don't worry about it, came over, okay? Just don't go out from the middle. Like he's a part of the show. The kids when they're born in the show, they're part in the show because then after they grow up. I'm not born in the show, but I grew up in the circus business, and this is like I feel like a home. The same thing he's feeling. He feel like he is home. Ready? Go.
definitely felt like I was having an exchange with that camel. And I wasn't really sure how it was going to work out. Because, you know, anytime I'd get closer, then the guy would tell me something dangerous about them. Oh, don't get kicked. That would be bad too. You know, so it's like, oh, please don't spit on me, camel. Oh man, those things are weird looking. They got really funny mouths on the inside. Like little tentacle gum things and these raspy palate teeth things. You know, and then he's like, you know, they'll bite you.
One afternoon, all the way to the border town. The rain let up as we rolled through, but that old steel continued to pound. Oh, yellow flowers in the water today, and the hot breeze whispers to say, yellow flowers in the water today, why aren't you in roller rage?
Okay, do you want to go ahead and do her? You want me to keep brushing these guys?
You know what I do? I'd rake up the manure, rake up that hair, and put it in a wheelbarrow, and then we'll saddle his camel.
Because the sun's not down, I got a popsicle and closed my eyes, and I tried to ignore the man on the ground. Oh, yellow flowers in the water today, and the hot breeze whispers to say, yellow flowers in the water today, why aren't you in roller rage? Let's get on that train! Oh, that's It got dark about 10 at night. The dust had settled on the moon's gown. Okay. My seat was taken by a minnow night. Oh, this train was bad, bad as it sounds. Oh, heading out to see the east and a vacation to rest my feet. Glad I had two friends at least. Gotta get back to that dirty Hey, Gertie. Heading out to see the east and a vacation to rest my feet. Glad I had two friends at least. Gotta get back to that dirty beat.
Did it go over these?
Yeah, no. It's over there.
Yeah. This way.
Okay, no.
This way.
Yes.
These shoes are cool. I'm nervous more than anything. Everyone look at me walking through with my face painted.
Yeah.
Suddenly they're paying attention to me. I always wanted to be a clown. This is exciting.
All right.
Yeah?
It's good.
Do I look funny?
Yeah.
I think that's your hat.
It really is. Do you like your outfit?
Oh, I feel pretty.
You the jacket? Jacket?
Yeah. I got another friend. Sweet. He put a lot of care into fixing his hair too.
So do you have a new name yet?
I don't know. I'm still, you know.
The guy who was bringing up dressed him wise? Yes, he did.
No lights too, huh?
No, no lie. They're no good, man.
Yeah, I know it's broken.
No, pero different cable. Over there. Claro, different cable. Dice the drill o Andrei. Different cable.
The yellow one is bad.
Yeah, pero sí, pero hay too much cable de generador. Dice Jaime. One more cable.
I this the second generation tradition with my family. My daddy, I work in circus. I the boys and I, my sister, my brothers, yes, together in circus travel, different people. Different. The clown is fun. Yes, I like the smiley people. I see the clown inside the circus everything the clown. I like the people, the smiles. Oh, I like a clown. Yeah, this is good. It's very good for people, for kids. I like the kids coming to the circus. Oh, one clown. Okay, I like.
Performing animals, then the VIP and those are chairs located right in front of center ring. From the same circuit concessions are sold inside the big house as well as outside. Concessions located at the end zone of the circuit station, like at the end zones of a football stadium, and they are on a first come, first served basis. Reserved are chairs located on both sides of the circuit big top in front of all three rings, and are by numbered chairs, rows, and sections. And VIP seating, well, there's
So yeah, they paint me up, they put me in this outfit, and then they drag me to the, what is it called, the fairway? The main way? They drag me to the fairway, and just throw me to these kids, and ticket lines, and helping people go to the shortest line. So many people are trying to take my picture, and I waved at a little boy, started crying. It was cool. It was instantly from like being someone watching the circus to suddenly, bam, you're a star. People are taking my picture. They all want to talk to Bananas the Clown.
For a snake, banana, it's funny.
Bananas the Clown. That was pretty grand. Apparently because I was very tall. I never thought of bananas as tall. But apparently in Mexico, bananas are considered tall.
You like the clown?
I like the clown.
Oh, it's good. Hi. Hello, everybody.
When we came up with the cameras, we couldn't film back in the clown camp alley thing because there was no power yet for the lights. So we go up to where they're doing face painting on the fairway. We have to come in the back with the cameras. All the kids are in line to give their little ticket to get their face painted. It was kind of cool. It's like, take that, kids. Yeah, once you put those shoes on, those are big shoes to step into, you know? It's not you they were asking to take a picture of. It's a clown they were asking. That's an important thing.
Mi masnei es Jair Bermúdez. The clown is Perolito. My name the clown, Perolito. 8 years, America. I like America, it's good. Yeah, the clown, me, the baby. Everything clowns, me.
Wow.
Yes. Too much years, the clowns, for family.
How long have you actually been a clown? Since you were a baby?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The baby.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, I thought maybe you were talking about your daughter had been
Yes.
a clown. Wow.
Me different country working.
Colombia, right?
Yes, me from Colombia, pero me different country. Different country, the working, the circus. $4.
Wow.
Yes, $4. From Colombia, Ecuador. Wow. This, my wife, is Ecuador. Yes, yes.
And you have a little gag that when kids walk by, you kind of kick them in the butt. Is that correct?
Yeah, yes, it's good.
When did you pick that up?
Eh?
When did you start doing that? What made you start doing that in the first place?
I don't understand.
Okay. The joke where you kick kids in the butt?
Oh, Yekuri.
Yeah. How long have you been doing that joke?
Oh, Yekuri, the clowns? Oh, it's too much.
Okay.
Yes, too much. Jericho is my friends.
Okay.
Yeah, my friends, Jericho.
Gotcha.
Yes.
You know the joke of like how you kick a kid in the butt?
Yeah, show him, Michael.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Stand up for a second. This is gonna be okay.
Yes.
The joke with kid, like turn around and they walk by and you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When
All
did you
right.
start doing that?
All right, thank you. That's good.
Sit back down.
Time, tenses, when.
I was on a little circus called Roberts Brothers Circus out of Sarasota, Florida. Now, I've only been doing this for 10 years now, every day. Prior to that, I did spot dates as a magician, clown, and I used to guest clown on the old Clyde Beatty Cole Brothers Circus under the blue and white tent with all the old clown alley, and Jimmy encouraged me to do this. And but he also told me, Jimmy, and you could call Jimmy, he'll tell you, that he told me to stay in school. Yeah, you need to stay in school and become a computer programmer. Well, stupid me actually listened to him. And I rounded up at IBM. That's the other circus in the corporate world. And I also work for DuPont, and I work for various other companies. The other company I won't mention because we won't mention it. And so I did this, and I enjoyed it to a point. My heart belonged to the circus ever since I was a little kid. When I was a baby, my parents were circus fans, my father Frank and my mother Barbara, and I originally grew up in the Hudson Valley, a beautiful New York State, Newburgh, New York, and the Beatty Show would always play there, and a lot of circuses played Newburgh. So as a baby, my parents would bring me here and drop me off at Clown Alley. So you had the likes of Lou Nagy, Kenny Todd, Tweety, Little Shorty Hinkle, and at that time Jimmy was still a clown, and they would feed me my bottle of milk. And the legend is that Jimmy James fed me my bottle of milk, and so we like that. It's a press thing, you know. But it is true, you know. People say, oh, that's not true. Well, yeah. I have been with Cole Brothers for 7 years, and back in 2002 I replaced the legendary Jimmy James. This is a photo that my father always talked about and other guys, because they just thought it was so neat, because Lou Nagy and Kenny and Bernard Crispel and Bernie Kalman was here for quite a few years. He after he clowned, he was a lighting guy. He did the spotlights, controlled the lights. He was here to mid-'80s, almost the '90s, and of course Jimmy James.
And you said out of the whole group, there was only one straight guy could actually appreciate what
Yeah,
was
as
going
far
on.
as I know. Now, I think Kalman was, but Lou Nagy definitely was. Lou Nagy, he didn't like dressing with the gay clowns, so he used to like to dress in the generator. But at one time, a lot of the clowns were, and some were either way. It doesn't matter anyway. But compared to the clowns today, it's totally different. You don't have white-faced clowns.
Yeah.
It's a shame because they look circusy. Well, that was the old story that every clown's gay. Well, maybe not. I was a clown, and I know I had to prove it to some girl one time because she said my family said, "Oh, come on." But the truth of the matter is, it doesn't really matter because a lot of gay clowns were your best looking costumes. Prop builders, fantastic prop builders.
They're the ones that took care of me when I was on the road.
Yeah, I've got a chance to work with some of the best ones, best clowns, and I've worked with Elmo Gibb. Elmo, fantastic when you did interviews. He was on our show 2 years ago, and it was a relief. I learned from him, and Dusty Sadler, so I take as a granted shot that all clowns are equal. Stupid me, I fall in love too quick, so. Now the only wife I have is this thing. She's a nice girl, she don't talk, but boy, is she hard to put in the bedroom. Hey-oh! 20 years ago, if you tell me that I was going to know how to handle an elephant or did anything in a circus or speak Chinese or Bulgarian or Ukrainian or Spanish or Portuguese, I would say you're crazy.
You picked all that up just hanging out with these people?
Yes, I pick all the dirty words out.
Banana. Oh, it's good, banana. Banana's good, clown. You funny clowns. Yeah, por me funny. Yeah, it's good. Yes.
When I look at my watch and I'll ask you what time it is, I want everybody under the big top to yell circus time. It's very easy. Here we go. Boys and girls, moms and dads, what time is it? What time is it? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
Circus producers John and Bridget Pugh proudly present
the Cole Brothers Circus.
Last
on, everyone. Put your hands together to the music. Let's rock and roll the big top with Payon.
It's funny because the guy who did the wheel, he's from Mexico. At that time, he wore the wheel in the show. And then he had a contract from another country. And then he can keep the wheel with him. He said, you want to buy the wheel? He's coming and play with me. And I said, no way, I don't want to do that. And then, come on, I can give you, for good price. You can buy, you can learn, and I can teach you how you do the wheel. I said, no, forget it. And then we go home, and my trailer, we talk to my wife, and she said, well, I think you can do it, she said, I said, well, a little bit danger, we go right higher, we jump, blah, blah, blah. And they said, well, let's think about it. And the next day, he's coming one more time, I say, hey, you think about that? And I say, okay, how much you want? And then he give me the price, and then he teach me like 2 or 3 times, that's it. And then we learn the wheel, and then we do the wheel, yeah. It's funny because when I worked in South America, we had to send some paper for the immigration for my visa. And then I got an interview with somebody else there with the newspaper, and he write my name wrong. He don't put Jose Kellerman, is my name. He put Kayan Bermudez. And then when I send him to the immigration, they put, oh, what is his name from? Nobody know, they put Kayan, like that. And then I like it, keep it, I've been in America for 11 years already. Yeah, I've been working for this show for 11 years. Wow. We are 3 generations in the circus. Okay. Yes, my dad, he worked for the circus for 45 years. He be a clown, acrobat. My mom, she do the aerial ballet, roller. Yeah.
And are you the 3rd generation?
Yes, 3rd generation.
So what, it's your grandfather?
My dad and my grandpa. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And now my son, maybe they like it. I got 3 boys. The one had 30 years old, 11 years old, and 5 years old.
How old was the first one?
13.
13, okay.
Yes.
Are they actually already starting to talk about wanting to be part of the circus?
I touched a little bit, I don't want to push too much, because now they stay in the school. But when they come in the vacation, in a few months, they will be here with me, and then I practice a little bit, I learn how we do acrobat, somersault, many things in the ground, juggling, I enjoy when the people see me in the wheel, and then, they're screaming when I do like this, I like that. They put me excited, yeah. I don't want to lie to you, but I scared sometimes, when for example, tomorrow we got 3 shows, and then we do all right running, go over there and come back. So the 3rd show, sometimes, we don't have enough power, to run in there,
A delight for children of all ages, Miss Moxie and her lucky dogs.
Asked Chris, like, did it look okay out there? And he's like, oh, he said, you look good, you look good. I said, you said that to all the clowns.
In sports, 5 games will continue in hockey action last evening. The front-running Bullets with the Crusaders 14-3.
Then we went in, and they had me do parts of the act. But the clown's English wasn't very good, and I ended up holding the flag, for the national anthem. That was great. Forgot to cover my heart. Followed the ringmaster's lead on that one. It was a good save. Commie clown out in the middle of that wouldn't have been any good. There was the TV act. That was they didn't tell me anything that was going on. I had to totally improv that after just seeing them do it once. Fortunately, it was just stand up, sit down. Oh God, why is the TV not working?
Well, we got to get some of these inflatable stuffed animals. The pink elephant, the clowns, it'll be delightful. All those things as a kid, Mom would be like, no, you can't have that. I got a job now. I can have anything that I want. It's great.
Is there any other purchases you've made or are considering?
We've seen the souvenir swords. It was great. Excellent purchase. Got to make the little kids jealous with that. It's like, yeah, that's right.
So this is all about childhood self-fulfillment here.
Well, I got to admit that look of envy in their face is delicious.
They're all grand. Truthfully, I want one of everything. Like, look at these sharks. Dun-dun, dun-dun. These might be the 3, though.
What you got there?
Gifts for housemates. We got the most ridiculous pony there is. The other ponies are great, but not as ridiculous as this one. We have the creepy 70s circus elephant. This guy's cool.
Seating is located at the rear of our circus tent.
They're escaping.
They're like wild animals.
Wild ponies and monkeys and the
elephants.
There you go. That's why I don't want it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thanks, Rob.
Okay, I guess just put them back up and then.
No, these are mine.
I'd say that we gross about a day, maybe $10,000 to $12,000 of merchandise. Well, I mean, yeah, gross, not profitable.
Ride time and camel rides here at the circus.
It's ridiculous. He has a little ribbon. All right. I'm going to pay these nice folks for this.
Especially in these times that the fuel is so expensive, and to move such a big equipment, it takes many semis. So the concession, food and novelty is pretty much what moved the circus from town to town.
I have worked with the elephants my whole life. We don't work with them until we're in our late teens, but we've been with them our whole life.
Okay. So you've grown up around elephants and from what age?
Since I was born. I was on this elephant on the left when I was 2 days old.
Okay. And can you give the names, the one on the left and the one on the right? What are their names?
The one on the left is Annette, the one on the right is Topsy.
Okay. How would you describe their personalities? Because, I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize that elephants do have...
Very different, very different. The one on the left is mischievous. She's more excitable. She likes to get into stuff. She's got a lot more of a personality than the one on the right. The one on the right is a little older, and she just kind of goes with the flow. She doesn't really care for much. It's very rare to see her really excited about something. What really makes her excited is to pull. When she was a younger elephant, she worked on a circus where they used to use the elephants to pull up the tent. And when she puts a harness on, I think that's the only time she really gets excited, because we use her to pull trucks out of the mud. When we get stuck, we use her to pull. As soon as she gets the harness on, she is ready to go. She balls up and she gets ready to push, man.
Any idea why she enjoys it so much?
I don't know. I think it's because before we had her, she was kind of a runt on the show. She kind of didn't do much. She got beat up by the other elephants, and I think it made her feel important. I think she feels like she's really important when she does it. Yeah.
I started following circuses when I was about 15 or 16. Back then you'd get a billboard, which is now a music magazine, find out where the shows were, and then make your way over to them in the summertime and hang out, Now it's, now nobody wants to print their route for fear of animal rights people meeting them on the lot or somebody stealing the route and going in ahead of them.
Found out that they were in town. This is where I live, and I was just trying to raise awareness, get the community involved a little more, because we are trying to get animal-free circuses in this town, and I really would like to see all circuses go animal-free, just because I really feel it is unfair. It is unfair to keep the animals confined in such small areas, and a lot of the training methods are very cruel, very inhumane to the animals themselves.
A lot of times you'll get to a municipality and they'll say, oh, we have a no exotic animal law. You had no idea. You can't unload your animals. So then we can't work. So that makes it very difficult. I mean, just the camels alone, we have so much paperwork, blood work, USDA licenses, state license, federal license. I mean, it's nuts. I spend hour after hour. Well, we just got our permit to do camel rides in Georgia. It was $236, and then we skipped Georgia because we were behind. So
because of the visas and everything?
Because of the visas. So we jumped Georgia and came up to North Carolina. So, my permit for New Jersey, what was that? $95. They're like, oh, it's only $95. Well, if every state you go in is $95, not to mention, $600, $900 to fill the semi with fuel now, and, it just, it gets very difficult. So when people come up and they say, $5 for a camel ride, I say, well, first of all, it's not food, clothing, or shelter we're selling you. This is for fun. This is extra if you like it. And when you get a camel, you buy it and you train it and you build the saddle and you break it to ride safely and you get your ride insurance. You haul it to my town. You set up the ride. You get the help. You charge whatever you want. And if you charge $2, I will ride your camel. But I will understand if you charge $5. But anyhow, I mean, any of the animal people and any other of the show people will tell you, the people with the animals have the animals because they love them.
Yeah.
I do a hula hoop act, I do a whip cracking act, I do an aerial act. I could make the same money and do acts without animals. But we do the animals because it's our passion. And I'm a firm believer that people do what they want to do. The people on PETA that are protesting want to protest. They want to fight. I want to spend time with my animals. That's the difference. We do what we want to do. And at any rate, we love our animals, and they're our lives, they're our livelihood. It would make no sense at all for us to do anything that would endanger our animals. It's just common sense.
I haven't seen any recent, accounts of anything going on beyond just like protest notices for shows. But I do understand that, a lot of the whole moving animals around is becoming more expensive, and people are becoming, it's a less popular idea.
In nature, the animal's job is to procreate and find food. We take those two jobs away when we take them in captivity, so we need to give them a job. I think that every animal is going to reach its potential when it has a job. So when these activists say, oh, these animals, we rescued them or we put them in a sanctuary. Well, a sanctuary for us would be a room with a TV and food, and we would call it a prison. For us, these animals, you know, elephants in the wild, they walk, 20, 25 miles a day? These elephants are in a different place every day. It's so much more natural for them than to be in the zoo. If we didn't have the laws that said we had to put that fence around the camel, we would have the camels all staked out on the grass with 20-foot ropes so they could walk around. So I think that's kind of what he's getting at. You know, like the TB testing on the elephants is very strict. If an elephant comes up, even with a false positive, any elephants that have been in contact with that elephant pulled off the road immediately. So these elephants that are herd animals, in the winter, all the circuses used to get together and turn their elephants out together. Can't do that anymore. If he goes to visit another show, those elephants will be at different ends of the tent. They can't visit when they're herd animals. So there's things that PETA does, that the animal activists do, that they don't realize inadvertently hurt the lifestyle of the animals.
We've got 37 and a half acres. It's very secluded. It has ponds. It's in a semi-tropical Florida, as you know, and it's just a great place to go. There's various vegetation growing there. And although we don't grow our own hay, because that would require large open grasslands, there's lots of stuff that they can graze on medicinally, things that they would eat for various nutrients that they wouldn't get in commercially grown hay.
Okay.
So although we do feed them hay that I would buy from somebody who commercially grows hay, they're loose for a couple hours every day, grazing in the wood line and out where there's things like wild berries and various vines. We also grow 3 different varieties of bamboo that we feed them.
Gosh, they seem to be happy, you know, or happy enough. Are they being abused like in those terrible videos? No, not at all. And do I think that, you know, at a base, well, my values based upon what brings me joy. It brings me joy not to eat animals for my lunch. It brings me joy not to wear fur coats. It brings me joy to not shoot animals for fun. But man, that sure brought me a lot of joy riding that elephant. You know, hearing the guys talk when we interviewed the animal rights protesters at the gate, hearing their statements, well, there's just a lot of ignorance there. They had signs with tigers in cages. There are no tigers here. It's a big gray area. But I think the amount of happiness they bring might definitely circumvent any of the sketchy parts.
last week. First time.
week?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Never thinking we do that in the show. You know, I do flying trapeze before here in this show. I do Russian swing, the wheel. I never think we had to do the canoe. But 1 week ago, the owner called me. He said, "Hey, we got a problem with the girl. She do the canoe. She can do anymore. How about you can do the canoe?" I said, "Wow." And I said, "I think you can do it. You know, let's do practice." And then that time we was in Texas. And he said, "You have to come in here quick because next 2 weeks we practice." And we do, you know, I live in my kids over there. I do many things, so we come in late. 1 week before the show open. And we practice, I believe, like 6 days only. And every day they shoot me like 6 times for day. You know, I practice in the morning and the afternoon.
6 times a day?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. You know, but like, they don't shoot me like now. Before, you know, we put the net and they put the canoe right here. And they shoot me right like this, you know, because first time. And then we go back, and then you shoot me more far.
How fast are you going when you get shot?
I think like 65 miles per hour, yeah. I can't see, you know, I stay like this, you know, and boom, and I tie my body and boom, I see the net right away like that, quick.
Koch Brothers is very pleased to present our Diamond in the Sky.
Well, I missed 4 months. I didn't perform or practice for 4 months. That's a really, really long time for a performer, especially for an acrobat. So my legs have to get used to it. It's a hard physical work. So it's always hitting and hitting and hitting. Well, of course, I got all blue and purple and all that kind of colors. And I have a new rigging, which I didn't have opportunity to practice on it. So I tried on the show, and it didn't work out for me at all.
It actually bruised your leg, didn't it?
Actually, it almost broke my legs, both.
And you switched to your old rigging after that?
Well, after that, I performed 4 shows with that rigging, which was painful.
Even after you almost broke your leg, you still kept performing with it?
Yeah.
4 shows also?
Yeah, because the old one wasn't ready for work. So I had no other choice.
I guess you just can't say, hey, look, I can't do my performance. Why?
No.
Why is that?
No, because you're professional. Even if it hurts, you still have to smile, even if you have personal problems. I came here with my ex-boyfriend to that show, and we separated during the show, during the season. So that was a really difficult time. We still had to live together because it was no other trailer, no other place to move. So we were still living together, and it's just you have to be really professional. And even we were performing in the same display, and he had to walk me out, and we still had to act like we are the most beautiful couple in the world. So.
Your life is a movie, for example. Your life is a movie, and you are in a movie, and the frames go by at 1 speed.
Look down in this deep dark hole beneath the ground is a ticket to a land below. The neon lights and the glitter and the shine. My heart skips a beat almost every time. A little bit of change in my palm, you know. Quick sudden drops, not far to go. Hold tight onto your hat into the end. Just behind this mirrored glass lies a place of splendor with a hint of the past. Fine sense of style and high romance. You'll not give worry a second glance. A little bit of change in my palm, you know. Quick little prick and in we go. Don't you dare look back until the end. Follow me, follow my watch with the eyes you see. Time will stop on a frozen sea. My glass is full, not half empty. All that I
How long do you think you guys will be on the road with Christopher before you decide to put him in regular school?
Maybe until, I don't know, maybe just this year, maybe 2-3 years more. I think until he gets 5-6, we can still travel.
What do you think it's going to be like when you go back home and don't go on?
Christopher!
What's it going to be like when you get back home and realize that, hey, we're not going back on the road this year?
I'm gonna miss it really. I mean, either with the rhythmic gymnastic I always travel to because we always go to competition and I'm home, but every maybe 2 weeks I'm on the road somewhere in different town. And I really gonna miss this one. Maybe either we gonna summertime still working in some of the fair or somewhere and just to be home where he go to the school.
How do you think it's going to affect Andre, who seems to be a circus man through and through?
I think for him it's gonna be the hard part. I don't know. Maybe either we're gonna stop and he's not gonna hold this way. Maybe we gotta Christopher. Maybe he cannot make it this way and maybe we gotta start over the road. I don't know.
Start over?
I mean, if he cannot hold home with normal job, you know, maybe we gotta go back to the circus. Or maybe just I can stay home and he can go for some months.
How difficult is that going to be, him being gone for several months and you back home with Christopher?
I don't know. We gotta try.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wanna crawl in the ocean, I wanna swim in the streets till both my knees are broken, till I skin my padded feet. Yes, I think I'll retire for a while, go down to La Paz, a place above the sea, 2 miles to sit and watch time pass. I hope to name that city right, for I intend to rest in peace. Smoke from my Andean pipe and a blanket of llama fleece.
You know, I was 21 or 22 when I joined this thing. So, you know, I'm gonna hit 70 in, what are we in now, April? Oh my God, 2 months. So the end of the world is upon us.
I don't need my eyes, I don't need my ears no more. I see what I despise, I hear what I abhor. Yes, I think I'll retire for a while, go down to La Paz, a place above the sea, 2 miles to sit and watch time pass. I hope to name that city right, where I tend to rest in peace. Smoke from my Andean pipe and a blanket of llama fleece.
My God, even though I'm buried in this thing right now financially, I've got a lot of people that are also buried, and I don't want to bury them with me. And you know, the thing is, the saying in the circus business, if it goes out and it comes back, it's a winning season. It's almost like a game out there.
You got to be a definite personality to appreciate what's going on here. I mean, a 9-to-5 businessman is not going to enjoy this. He's going to be freaked out, wondering what's going on. There's lots of action, a lot of energy, but these are good people.
It's one of the last things I've got left of my father. And can't even get it out. My dad died when I was like 12 years old. And like I said, you know, he dragged us to every damn show you could possibly imagine. And these people are family, you know. I have better friends in this business than I've ever had in my entire life. People here would never let me down. Would never let me down. If I didn't have a dime in my pocket, this guy right here will help me.
When the circus comes, it's like a moment out of time.
The fantasy of the circus, the idea of the circus that's romanticized, that stays in people's mind, that has to do with peanuts and sawdust and the smell and the animals and the cotton candy and everything that goes with that remains in our culture. In the sense that if we say 1950, we think of, you know, Cadillacs and poodle skirts and jukeboxes and, you know, bobby socks. And that was not the 1950s, it was a lot more than the 1950s. But that's our romanticized version of it. And I think in the circus, as America, we have a romanticized vision of the circus. And I think if we can give people that, they keep coming back because it's part of our heritage.
I think I'll retire for a while, go down to La Paz, a place above the sea, 2 miles, sit and watch time pass. I hope the name that city right where I tend to rest in peace. Smoke from my end, day and pipe, and a blanket of love. Tied to a chair now. being an oyster, shellless and free, shellless and free now, shellless and free, shellless and free now. I'm losing the sea now. His hair, his face, the spine, the stuck on me now. And I'm losing that indescribable, undeniable, indispensable joy of being an oyster. Undeniable, indescribable joy of being an oyster. Indispensable, undeniable, indescribable joy of being an oyster, shellless and free. Shellless and free.